I like to think that the Mugshot sound is you know, a whole lot of sort of genres, whatever we feel like doing, but then always with our own stamp on it. You know, you'll listen to, if we do something a bit more soulful, it'll still have that Mugshot thing. You'll know it straight away that it's a Mugshot song. Mugshot started as well, really just with me as the original member, and then you know, the other two members left, and I put in an advert for a bassist.
Answered a couple of ads in music shops, and you know, Grant was one of those numbers.
Yeah, I didn't even meet the guy. I left a CD in the postbox.
I went and retrieved the disc from his postbox and hung out with it for like a day or two, and really fell in love with what I heard.
Yeah, we started from them, and we did a couple of gigs, and then started recording. We did 6s and 7s, and then Broken Finger.
Sean and I had originally played together around about the same time that I went and auditioned with Grant.
They were looking for a drummer, so he gave me a call one day and asked me to come for an audition. So I actually pirated some of the tracks off the net to try and learn, and yeah, it was pretty cool. We hit it off straight away, met Grant, yeah, and the rest is history.
Dynamic in the band is a pretty interesting one, especially with Rob and myself. You know, Sean's a newish member, but yeah, it's good, obviously, and it's just different things kind of collide. You know, I, especially of late, like things quite raw, and Rob is a perfectionist when it comes to, you know, the sounds and the way things should be put together. So I think that works out pretty well. You know, it's quite a good combination of different ways of working.
Our partnership works because there is always a hint of tension to it. I mean, that's kind of the dynamic. You know, I think obviously over the last 4 or 5 years that we've been doing this, we've all grown up in a lot of different sort of ways, but I think musically we've always been on the same page. I think we both like to get fairly intense and dissect music a lot, and sometimes that's to our detriment, and more than often it's not. I think it really plays out with some great ideas.
I'm not nervous at all.
Not nervous.
This is going to go down really well.
Kiss me?
It's going to sound good, not on camera. Recording process. If I could be in studio every day of my life, I would be.
Jackie, what you got there?
What do you reckon about this?
Let's hear that.
The setting up the mics, the double takes, the retakes, all that, it doesn't get to me. We don't need the whole beginning thing, eh?
For me personally, I know some people test the recording process, but and to them it's a necessary evil. For me, it's the most amazing experience. I mean, it is tough, it's hard work to record. I mean, everything is laid bare when you record, I mean, everything.
You almost want that to the side.
It's about as unstable as writing songs for me, because you know, you can have a methodology for putting songs together, and then something will come along, a piece of music or a melody, and that just changes the way you do things completely. Let's give it a bash. Just see what it sounds like. I don't know. So it's the same with the recording process. Obviously, the biggest challenge we found is trying to capture that energy.
Everything's on the line, you know, and it depends on what kind of song you're making, because sometimes those mistakes work for the song and sometimes they really, really don't.
Nice.
Too fuzzy. Okay, if I take the delay off, what's the...
When the eyes
gigs this year.
We want to get a lot more visual.
I'm going to try and do all the major festivals this year. It's going to be a big year for Mugshot.